God, I love this movie. Happy to be here on YouTube finally. Okay, so I'm not usually going to do movie reviews. It's not really what I'm going to do with my channel. Um, that being said, once in a while I'm going to talk to you about movies that I really, really love, and this is one of those times. The Burbs. The Burbs. The Burbs, the cult classic Tom Hanks movie. This movie, ever since the first time I saw it when I was 5, when it came out, I've loved this movie. And it's in my top 10, it's always going to be there. Spoiler warning. If you have not seen this movie, please don't watch my review. If you have not seen this movie, please don't watch this because I'm going to be doing spoilers. So if you haven't seen this, please turn off my review and go buy The Burbs. Okay, go buy this movie. Back. What can we say about this movie? Okay, let's do this. So it stars Tom Hanks as suburbanite Ray Peterson. It's a very, very, very simple thing. That's one of the beauties of this movie. It's a very, very, very simple story. It's just about suburbia. On the street is Tom Hanks, who's married to Carrie Fisher. Yeah. Next door to him is Rick Dukeman. Whatever happened to him? I miss him. And of course, across the street we have Corey Feldman, who's always good. The great Bruce Dern, married to Wendy Schaal, his trophy wife, who's looking really nice in this movie. And, well, this movie wouldn't be the movie that it is, the great movie that it is, without the Klopeks, the crazy neighbors that never come out of their house. They don't clean up their yard, they don't take care of anything. It's just a ramshackle-looking, decrepit old house. And naturally, no one can think about anything else or talk about anything else other than the Klopeks. That's one of the funniest things about this movie, is that there must be nothing else going on in this entire state, because everyone is just thinking about the Klopeks. They decide to snoop around one night, and so they catch Hans Klopek, better known as Courtney Gaines. They catch him taking out his garbage, but as we all know, he doesn't take his garbage out like a normal person. He actually drives it to into the street and bangs the heck out of it with a stick. That's a great scene. Okay, moving on. So when the neighborhood garage goes missing, everyone assumes it's the Klopeks. So they all decide to go over to the Klopeks and invite themselves in for a nice neighborly chat. In my opinion, this is one of the best scenes in the entire movie. This scene is pure and nothing but awkward, and awkward equals comedy, right? So they're all just sitting around. They're just sitting around the inside of the house, not talking, not saying a word. Okay? This is one of the many reasons why Bruce Dern is my favorite character in this movie, because at least he's trying to do something useful. He's there in the background trying to peel wallpaper off the wall. Also, I had the privilege of meeting Courtney Gaines a couple of times, and I asked him what was your favorite scene in this movie to film, and he said this scene with the candles, because everyone was there and stuff, and I'm like, that's great, that's awesome, that's a great scene in the movie. So in this scene, we have some of the best one-liners in the entire movie. Klopek, what is that, Slavic? No! Oh, about an eye on the tension scale there, Rube. Hans, a fine Christian name. Hans Christian Andersen. What are you, Catholic? So the neighbors, after the Klopeks have a very charming house, by the way. Yeah, I would not be surprised at all if Charles Manson and Hannibal Lecter rent rooms in this joint. So, that night, Ray Peterson gives one of his 2 great speeches in this film. This isn't really much of a speech, but it's just, what he says in this scene is just, it's epic. He's like, no one knocks off an old man in my neighborhood and gets away with it. That's great. Okay, so they trick the wives, and they go hopping over the fence, over the Klopeks' fence, and start digging up that Hop the fence. Isn't that illegal? Anyway, no. They're going to hop the fence, they're going to dig up that yard, they're going to break into the house, they're going to go down to the basement, and they're going to find a dead body. They don't find a dead body. Nope, they hit the gas line and they blow up the house. One big nightmare. Okay, so here everything changes. You know, the misdirection totally pays off. This is great because you think everything blew up in our heroes' faces. And so Tom Hanks gives this is really his first speech that he gives. But the speech is just great. He's basically telling off Fat Art. He's telling him get off their case. They didn't do anything to us. We're the lunatics. Us the suburbanites, we're the lunatics. Get off their case. Okay. So then he goes into the ambulance, and Dr. Klopek comes in there, and he's like, "You may fool the others, but you didn't fool me." And Tom Hanks is like, I think I forgot my wallet, but he's sick. He's been blown up, so Dr. Klopek gets the upper hand. So Tom Hanks grabs onto Hans, who's trying to drive the car, and Hans ends up crashing into Art's house, and then. Well, a few seconds later, we find out there's a bunch of skeletons in the Klopek's trunk. So as it turns out, they really are these evil serial killers. Who's just really, really bad at trying to blend in. So here, next comes one of the best lines in the entire movie, if not the best line. Bruce Dern goes, "Hey, Pinocchio, where are you going?" And guess what? That was all Bruce Dern. That was not in the script. How do I know that? Well, I had the pleasure of meeting Bruce Dern last year, and he told me that line was his, it was not in the script. He also signed my DVD. He's a great guy. Anyway, so the Klopeks go to jail, and all is well in suburbia, and Tom Hanks goes on a well-needed vacation. And, okay, so everyone lives happily ever after, and Corey Feldman turns to the camera and delivers one of the great lines in the movie, "God, I love this street." Me too. So that's my take on the Burbs. I could say a lot more about this movie, but frankly, I think it really doesn't need an introduction. We all love this movie. We all know this movie. And maybe one day I'll do a much better review of this movie, much more in-depth. But anyway, that's my review for the Burbs, and God, am I glad this is over with. Oh, God, I hate being in front of the camera. I belong behind the camera. Anyway, thanks for putting up with me, and thanks for watching. All right, stay tuned for more videos